and kings shall deceive. We have come into the night, thunder and rage and war a night. We have come into the night, thunder and rage and war a night. We'll fight for kings, for Ragnarok. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. The sounds of arms, fierce morality. Nightfall, the rain, and the silence leads. We have come into the night, thunder, rage, and war a night. We have come into the night, thunder, rage, and war a night. We'll fight for kings, for Ragnarok. Sail war. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok, bring her up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla.
Welcome back, everyone, to again week 1 of season 4. We're gonna finish out our live streamed games of Los Nomadas versus the Bomba Bros. I'm joined by Matthias once again. How you doing?
Whoop whoop. Feeling good. Knocking these out. Let's go.
Knocking them all out. With this, we'll have streamed all of the games played week 1. Unfortunately, one game did not happen, but sometimes it just can't be helped. And after this, we'll take a quick break so Matthias can get some things done, and then we'll do the seer, and we'll be done with streams for the day, even though it's tomorrow now for me. So
It's tomorrow.
But, we'll jump into the matchup, which, as we know, when we left off, was 1-1, with Los Nomadas taking game number 1, Bomba Bros bringing it back in game number 2 to tie up the series, doing the silver scrapes, and pretty close games both times, honestly. How you feel about the matchups with the people you know, Matthias?
Yeah. Getting now in to see all the players in Valhalla. This is turning out to be one hell of a season. These have been some really fun games. Both teams are adapting well, and you get to see a lot of momentum shifts and really close games. Even like these first 2 games were absolute grinds. And these 2 teams, unlike a lot of the other teams in Valhalla, they had, more average salaries, and so any of these could pop off anywhere, and it just comes down to which team has the better communication, the drafts. You live for these kind of games, and I'm so excited. I know Snurbopsy and Keanu are definitely very strong players. I'm not familiar with Raywas, Elliewood, or Redacted Vlad. But the Bomba Bros sound like a fun team, and it's good to see. Well, it's good to see Poco again back in ADC. That's fun, and too good for Lima. Yeah, I'm excited to see the last 2 teams that I haven't quite seen yet.
For sure, for sure. We saw a lot in the first couple games. There were a lot of bans tossed casual plebs way. We know people like to ban out his Shaco, which he is very well known for. And they were taking out that Zac and the Scion, which he had been being a tear on in a couple of the games. Keanu has been playing his Evelyn, where game 1 it worked out well, was able to get enough picks and carry on the victory. Game 2 was not as effective, so we'll have to see how they try to do this game number 3. This is actually incorrect, I'm realizing now, for the team. Redacted Vlad was ADC, which I can fix right now, and Eli Wood was the top laner for them, so let me fix that in real time real quick for us. With this little corroborate. Here we go.
One thing I have really enjoyed is the flexibility and uniqueness of team names throughout. Knowing, getting used to all the team names for
Sure.
season 1. This is
We
a lot of fun.
basically have no restrictions on the team names, so you know you get some normal ones and some that are a little out there, but they're all fun in the end.
Yeah. In the end, absolutely.
But
Gragas with chain and some glasses. That is an absolute banger pick.
sending out the good vibes with just a profile picture for the team, anyways. But for you, Matthias, Los Nomadas, our left hand team, was our season 1 and now season 3 champions. So they're looking to try and defend their dual championship once again. Although the last time they won season 1, they went to season 2 and actually came in last place. So they may stay in form. You gotta see what their plan is for this season.
Is it the same members
The same
from last
members
season?
would have been the jungler, who is Bulgaria, but is getting subbed out for by Keanu Reeves right now, and then Ray was the same support from last season, along with Snurbopsy as the captain.
Word. So Eli and Redacted Vlad are new additions to this team.
Correct.
Cool. Awesome.
With that,
Killer.
We'll jump into the draft for game number 3 and see how this one plays out.
Bobby's a fun captain. I've always enjoyed playing with him. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and yeah, he's a good guy to lead the team.
Oh yeah, for sure. For the draft, we've got Bomba Bros on the blue side, Los Nomadas on the red side, taking out that Cassiopeia and Renekton. Los Nomadas taking out that Zac once again, targeting the jungler for Bomba Bros. And the Shaco.
Right on. Yep. And the Shaco. Absolutely. Seeing the Zac gone is certainly no surprise. That's pretty cool. You know, as I've heard from you earlier, the Zac top is just too much. The Vlad ban, we saw even that the previous stream, Vlad doing an absolute ton of work, and the Braum. What an interesting ban.
Yes, with them having redacted Vlad on the team, it's a ban that makes sense. And the Braum ban, just a solid overall support that they just didn't want to deal with for the game.
First picking the Jinx here is pretty nice. I like that. It ensures a pretty decent early game and an absolute insane late game. And they're going to think pretty easy to set up around that. Vayne, as a response to the Jinx, is an equally insane laner or a late game champion. I think Jinx probably has the upper hand a little bit early. But I mean, once you hit like 6-9, that's gonna be real tough for the Vayne or real tough for the Jinx. Milio going over to Los Nomados. You're talking about Milio for Bomber Bros, was that right?
For Los Nomadas, Ray has been liking the Milio a lot, who's on the side of Los Nomadas. So we'll have to see how he plays that one. Getting their bot lane in early, going for that hyper scaling with the Vayne. But gonna have to see how they play into the Jinx and whatever support they use on the side of Bomba Bros. The Talia has been a champ I've seen a lot in solo queue. That's just been ridiculously strong in my opinion. Just deals out ridiculous damage and essentially has no cooldown on her Q. And grabbing the Blitzcrank to go along with that Jinx. Looking for some picks with those hooks.
Yeah, Blitz Jinx is certainly a particular lane. Is that a Talia mid? Is that still a flex mid and jungle, or is she pretty much
Yeah, I think it still can be flex mid or jungle, but I would expect it mid. Uh,
noted?
and then
And
the
Annie
Annie
as a
pickup.
response to the Talia. Yep. Okay. Very straightforward champion there. Great at team fighting. Absolutely. Safe laner.
For sure, for sure. Just charge up your stacks, get that stun off, get the 6, get your Tibbers bomb, try to be
Yeah.
that menace in team fights. Banning out the Scion once again, which I believe was played in game 2. I'm trying to remember back a couple days now, but I think it popped off pretty hard on the win for Bomba Bros in game 2.
I could totally see this Evelyn ban coming through, and we get Scion and a Lowy ban. Yeah, from Los Mamados. Both of those are really strong team fighting champions, and would be a benefit to Bomber Bros team right now. And the Diana ban goes away as well. I was really thrilled to see the Conqueror Bruiser Diana. That is like my dream for that champion.
Yeah,
For how much
you get a
Will's
little
already
bit of
disagrees.
damage under her, and then you're just tanky enough where the passive allows you to deal a ton anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
Jarvan picking up for Los Tomatos, synergizing very well with the Annie.
the Evelyn ban making sense. It's one of Keanu's main champs who is subbing in for Los Nomadas for this week. Pushing him to the Jarvan, which is another champ I've seen him do pretty well on. The answer is the
Mhm.
Ivern. So you gotta watch out for any kind of sneaky invades or just steal
Yeah,
aways. And the Malphite, which is very solid for team fights.
yeah. I like Bomber Bros team here. They got good catch with the Malphite and Ivern. They got good picks with the Blitzcrank and Talia. I really like, and then obviously enough peel between um, Ivern and Blitzcrank for the Jinx. I think that's really a solid team comp over there. And then we get to see the Rumble locked in for Los Nomados. Rumble, a great synergizing with the Jarvan, trying to get that cage going down.
Yeah, they're
And Vayne obviously synergizing with the Cataclysm as well.
they're trying to do the hot pot where you ult with
There it
Jarvan, ult
is.
with Rumble, you boil them
I was about to
inside
ask
the
what that was. I knew that
Cataclysm.
had a name. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
And even more hot pot, adding the flaming timbers on the middle of that too. Like that.
exactly.
That is some potential for shenanigans. And if you look, Ivern doesn't have a dash or a flip or a blink or whatever. Now that is Blitzcrank. Now that does Talia. Now that is Jinx. So this, with summoners down, this Jarvan could cause an absolute ton of problems for Bomba Bros.
Yeah, for sure. I think for Los Tomatas, they want a fairly safe bot lane. They want that Vayne to scale. You're hoping Rumble can bully a little bit early into Malphite since he's going to want armor over MR, and then
Mm-hmm.
just need Annie to scale up into the Talia. I think the Qs might be annoying early, but if Annie plays safe, could
Yep.
be dangerous. For Bomba Bros, just a lot of scaling. Jinx
Yeah.
pops off late game, Talia pops off late game, and then a lot of setup in the Ivern, Malphite, and Blitzcrank. So we'll have to see which team can execute and take this series, which is 1-1 currently going into the
Yeah.
week.
I expect Los Tomatos to probably have a little bit smoother early game, just for how well their team synergizes. But both teams late game look really disgusting, and yeah, this should be exciting.
For sure. And I'll get us loaded up real quick and into the game. Give me 1 second.
Absolutely, we got Milio being able to cancel. Let's see, what amount of CC on Bomber Bros could he cleanse? Can't cleanse knockups, right? So you get the Ivern route, but not the knockup. You get the Ivern, or you get the Blitzcrank knockup. Probably can't cleanse the pool. Can't cleanse the Talia knockup. So Milia's gonna have to be pretty mainly for the heals here, but there's some opportunities there to save in a pretty small moments. But I'm excited to see this. I like Milio as a champ. I get him on ARAM often, and I always pick him because the W on ARAM seems really neat.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
I'm really excited to see. And we get some interesting invades here on the red and then the blue. We'll see
Yeah,
how this does.
kind of the dual invade, but they're passing like ships in the night where they're not aware of each other invading. So we'll
Yeah.
see if they end up meeting in the mid lane or something. But at this point, both teams probably just get a little bit of vision down if they don't go for the buff steal. have to see what they opt for, though.
Yeah, I expect some nice vision to be gathered here. We see Jarvan did start flag there.
No one on
Um,
Los Nomadas actually dropping a ward, so don't have the vision for the start, whereas they'll know for Bomba Bros, Jarvan is starting the bot side.
Noted. We'll see how Ivern can do that. Maybe he'll go blue into red buff and be able to. Ooh, starting wolves. All right, this is gonna be a fun path to watch. Ivern's always so tricky when it comes to
Yeah,
that. It's so flexible.
I think he starts in Mark stuff, and actually Jarvan's starting his top side as
Raptors.
well on the
Ooh.
Raptors, so gonna be mirroring the jungle, even though it's kind of the mirror of where most people start on the bot side nowadays. So we'll have to see how these jungle paths pan out, because Ivern runs around, marks everything, and just keeps walking. So we'll see if there's any interaction or not. They see him on the red buff right now.
Yep. And we see Ivern, going around marking stuff. Okay, yeah, cool. And very interesting. We get a tier start from the Talia, along with pots and cookies. Expecting a fair amount of harassment from the Anivia, or from the Annie there.
Looking like Ivern with the vision knows he can go into blue, is gonna mark it and smite it down and walk away. Gets that free steal on that blue buff. That'll be rough for Keanu.
Very clean.
Unless if he saw it, maybe on that ward. I don't think it picked him up, but it was very close.
Yeah, we'll see how Jarvan, if he's aware of that, gets to adapt to that. But a very good read from the Ivern there. A great pickup there. Absolutely.
Looks like it might have seen him where Jarvan looks like he's looking towards enemy jungle. It might be looking
okay. There we go. He is looking mid lane. He is still unaware. Well, they did just ping blue buff, but no, Jarvan's about to show mid. Gets the flash out of the Talia mid though, absolutely.
Yeah, got the force on the flash out, so at least it got the gank pressure off.
Oh, and he just got knocked back into the do there, but I don't think Talia can follow up.
It will be a little rough. He's gonna be down XP, losing that one buff, so just gonna have to deal with that. But if you can get enough pressure in lanes, he can make up for it.
Absolutely. And Talia, now those spots are absolutely coming in nice. They get aggressive in game, and that's because what that's for is being able to trade aggressively and hopefully have the sustain to outlast the Annie here. Annie has been her second pot here, so any cookies from henceforth will be plus over the Annie.
Jarvan's picking up that bottom scuttle, while Ivern opts to hold the mid lane, while Talia backs and TPs to maintain the lane pressure.
Yeah, nothing super spicy too far other than the blue buff read. I think Jarvan did get a vision on that, so now he knows his blue buff is gone. Talia, Rumble putting in some honest work here in the top lane, just landing everything if we were watching so far. Keeping them out pretty far away from
right
lane.
now just for lane.
Yeah. There's a big wave crashing.
Plus 16 right now, so I have to see what Malphite can pick up.
Yep. Annie missing that W there, not quite getting a lot of that trade in. But yeah, being down 2-3 waves now at this point, 6, 12, 18 almost mana. 10 mana, yeah, that's tough. That's well done from Rumble in these early levels. And you'd expect that, with Malphite in this matchup. Oh, he's going for it, takes one more tower shot, walks away the minions. Oh, and he lives. And he lives. He had a whole slew of minions going at him, and he lives through that.
Lives for like 20 HP. Well played to Eli Wood getting that kill. Also,
we also saw
a little bit of minions.
Yeah, keeping that pressure up. Immediately goes for the pin shoes, getting some mobility, just to increase the flexibility of that harassment. But we did see the Dorn's Ring start from Malphite, and then boots from him also. So Malphite is certainly going to be in a tough spot for the rest of this match. If no one else goes top lane, if it is an island truly, Rumble should have a pretty fair time up here.
Right. What's up, Kazuto? What are we waiting a minute for? As Losman is going for this first dragon. Looks like they'll pick it up. Ivern's busy mid. Zoning off the Annie, who's very low from the wave. And he could probably just use it back if needed.
Kazuto using his astute skills to analyze and
Disabling
deduce that
Kazuto.
we are not disabling Kazuto.
Here, I'll pretend to be Kazuto. This is my 12th reason why. But
Oh man, yeah, we do.
obviously it's not you guys because the game didn't work to cast the game. Pretty good, thank you. I'm known for my impressions. Oh no, Sir Bopsy falls mid lane as the gank tried to come through, but he's still very low.
Oh, there we go. Small
I'm
chance.
losing my channel points. You just gotta bet against your team every time, Ray, then you can never lose.
Yep, seeing the Talia get the Annie kill is not surprising. Talia was landing a lot of spells. Ooh, Malphite gets a great ult onto the Rumble with the Ivern gank there. Rumble gets the ult down, but Ivern will skirt out of it. And will Malphite be able to pick up this kill? Absolutely, with that W smash. Ivern getting the assist.
Pretty close for the trade kill onto the Ivern, but just not quite. And the CC able to maintain the control on Rumble until they get that kill. Jarvan looking for the grubs, but now getting kind of collapsed on.
Ooh, Talia absolutely landing that W once again with the follow-up from Blitzcrank. Will secure the kill on Annie, but she will not go untraded. She will unload on the Talia and get the payback kill from the gank, making that 2v1 super worth. Will and Tibbers be able? Yes, she will pick up the kill on the 2-for-1s, the Blitzcrank and the Talia, but Rumble is now here to provide assist with Tibbers to take down the Malphite for the double kill.
Oh my gosh.
Annie walking away from that with a lost chapter as she tries to leash the Raptors or Tibbers aggroing the Raptors, making that death even closer.
I was impressed when Snarbopsy killed the Talia in the 1v2 and then he got 3 kills and didn't die. That's kind of ridiculous.
It's pretty insane from Sir Bopsy, absolutely. Everything spent an absolute maximum reward for it. But now we see Ivern and the Jarvan here going over the Void Grub, and yep, Ivern will secure that. But now it is a 3v1 onto the Ivern, but Melio and Ivern not quite having enough CC to track him down.
Well, Vane's trying to all-in Jinx, but Spectator says it's not important.
We see Annie now unload on Talia once again, and Talia dying immediately after she came back into lane, allowing this Annie to catch back up and farm on top of the kill she already has, really closing that gap and getting well enough ahead. She is feeling really, or Snarbopsy is feeling really good right now.
Yeah, for sure. Like the early trades initially, I was looking pretty favorable for the Bomber Bro side, but now pulling it back pretty well with the 5 to 3 kills for Los Nomadas. If they can maintain the pace of the game currently, looking pretty good. And
yeah,
actually,
with Annie,
pretty good. The Vayne didn't chase too far when we first looked at her because the Blitz was waiting in a bush. So good.
Good awareness, absolutely. The Annie being fed is actually a really big problem for Talia, just for the fact that Annie can't like unload. She's doing a great job of kiting right there and chipping the Annie down. Annie missing that ult. Yep. Yeah, if that would have landed, I'm pretty sure that would have spelled the end for Talia, but Talia's doing a great job of kiting and making sure that distance is safe and really knowing that tipper range.
Yeah, Talia's Q cooldown is kind of ridiculous right now where it doesn't exist. So Rapsy's just gonna have to dance around all those rocks flying at his face.
Yeah, he's going to have to rely on Flash mostly to get that kill secured unless Talia just really gets out of position. She seems to be pretty well aware. But we do see a 30 or 20 CS lead that Rumble has over the Malphite. So Malphite's not suffering too bad. But now we see an engagement here between the Ivern and the Jarvan. Ivern gets the ult down. Jarvan gets the EQ. Daisy now out of the fight thanks to the Cataclysm, and it's just up to the Jarvan getting these autos down with the red buff. Ivern only has blue buff. Jarvan gets to the other side of the blast plant, but Snarbopsy will actually pick up that kill.
Yeah, it turns out even though Daisy is a challenger AI player. If you zone her out with Cataclysm, then you can just kill the Ivern anyways.
It does nothing. It's not like the Iron Maiden where she has any ranged attack. She just stands there and does nothing. That's actually insane if you can create that distance. And it's natural because Iron doesn't want to be right beside Daisy, so there's naturally going to be some distance there. That Jarvan is actually going to be a real pain because they are ahead. They can really enforce some engagements, especially with the anti-fed and tower dives. I think we're going to see here in the next 5 minutes are going to be prominent, either top or bot. But I suspect they'll be bot since Jinx, through farm alone, has a shutdown on her.
Yeah, Jinx has been doing well with the farm. Had more of the support from the Blitzcrank. Milio was doing a little more Roman, so that probably helped out a little bit. But they've still been playing safe bottom. No kills going back and forth either way. So not terrible either side.
No, I mean it's still only 100. Barely. It's like 50 gold difference between the goals now, despite the 3 kills. Just because that farming efficiency that Main has Jinx has is pretty incredible. Getting a Kraken Slayer 12 minutes along with Greaves, certainly no small feat. But we do see the tier pretty much stacked up, and we do see Verdant Barrier from the Talia against some Magres against the Rumble and the Annie. That's a very interesting build for Talia.
So they get on the wall off trying to zone out the enemy team. See how this fight goes. If anyone picks up the dragon, goes over to the Ivern.
Ivern will pick up the dragon, and Jinx will pick up the kill on the Jarvan. Blitzcrank will die for this. However, Jinx will pick up yet another and the shutdown onto Annie, which is a ton of gold over to this Jinx after just getting. Oh, the last hit doesn't quite do it. She does flash for it, gets the triple kill, gets excited again, is now running after this Vayne. Rumble getting free reign on the top side while the Malphite was a part of that fight.
That is a pretty rough trade. Very helpful for Bomba Bros. They got the dragon and got a triple kill onto the Jinx, which just will propel the hyper carry into the late game. So we're gonna want to see some shutdowns going down towards the Jinx to try and negate that. But that's a rough trade right there for them.
Yeah, Malphite is now 3 mag. Ooh, Jarvan.
Oh! No.
What an actually insane play from the Talia there. Holy crap. Gets the Cataclysm, bounces him out, and then makes him juggle turret aggro. Keanu Reeves looked like a very safe play there, but Talia just escaping with just 50 health and being able to make a huge play out of it, bringing this gold difference with almost a 1.5k lead for Bomber Bros, just jettisoning themselves a good momentum.
Yeah, it looked like one where it was a pretty free kill on that Talia, but the rock shove and just kiting worked out where the tower aggro just kind of screwed Keanu. Just very unfortunate play for him.
Yeah, really impressive skill there by F-Bot. Annie here getting down on some damage with Blitzcrank Q will miss as Annie gets to flash away. The root landing on Emilio there. Daisy having a word to say or two, but Tibbers will go down, and then Daisy following. Annie and Emilio both leaving with their lives. But Ivern getting the buff on the... Yep.
Get another steal away.
Ivern ahead, what looks like 9 camps ahead of this Jarvan. Certainly a statement to the gold diff there.
Yeah, it's helped the team trades have gone his way, but just being able to steal away a lot of those buffs has propelled him ahead in CS and experience.
Yeah, but certainly, manage this Jarvan, being an 0-3-3 and down CS, there's only so long before, you can truly just kind of start to ignore the Jarvan outside of the ult. But Rumble here now engaging onto the Malphite, getting a ton of damage down. Having the ult available, chooses not to use it. We're going to have a fight for this dragon as Jarvan finds himself in what appears to be a 3v1. Milio now having the Jinx run him down. Jinx gets the ult down, but will not be enough. Now Talia ganking here in the top lane, trying to find the Rumble. Rumble will get the ult down. They will secure the kill onto the Rumble, but he will pick up the Malphite with the afterburn. Now one more. Yep. Go ahead.
Didn't need to use his ignite, so used a lot, but a good roam, and now they're pushing both mid and top, getting some towers. Eli doing what he can, really, but kind of playing from behind,
Yeah.
just trying to keep it from going too sideways.
A pretty big gold swing here. Oop, Annie trying to get an angle onto the Blitzcrank, but Jarvan will not be able to have the room to keep up. But yeah, they turned what was, a 1.5K gold deficit to now what looks like a 4K gold lead. So about a 5K there swing, and certainly building momentum with the 4-0 Jinx that just now finished IE and Kraken Slayer at 16 minutes. That is a lot of gold.
There's some big item completions, and we've seen a lot of Jinxes over all the games we've been casting, so it's been a very popular pick just within the league in general. And whenever Jinx can get ahead, just as a terror.
Yeah, especially you have a team that can kind of, peel her and set her up for it and whatnot. And then once she gets excited, she is just a menace with those rockets, just unleashing a lot of damage, AoE critting and whatnot. But there's still plenty of room with the Jarvan and the Annie to secure a kill onto the Jinx. But that's definitely going to be their priority. But Talia now having the Ceres built and tier and free boots now coming in, some of that gold efficiency is certainly catching up with the Annie now having a 20 CS lead on her.
Oh yeah, for sure. Talia's finished that stacking item, still basically doesn't have a cooldown, so just does a lot.
Amelia will be able to block the Annie, but will sacrifice himself. My life for Annie. Rumble now harassing. Oh, Jinx will get the extra auto that carries and gets the Jarvan. Two people sacrificing their lives for the Annie, but Vayne now getting an angle onto the Jinx, but Jinx ulting or flashing away immediately. Glenn's going down, one more auto. She will get Annie will get the shutdown onto the Annie, or Jinx will get the shutdown on the Annie, but Talia will pick up the kill onto the Vayne as Vayne continues to try to run down, but Talia will gather the double kill on the Annie. So Talia getting most of the gold out of that transaction.
It was almost good enough
But
that
Annie
the
also
Tibbers
gets the
spawned
kill.
in to block the Q, but didn't quite block the
Oh,
knock
nice.
up again. But well played there to get the kill. Vayne going very deep to kill that Jinx. Got onto the Annie, so got the shutdown, but still lost a couple of people for the one kill.
Yeah, here a spicy dragon engage. Jarvan will get the ult down to the Ivern Rumble, trying to get it through. Shield going down on the Ivern Dragon, still in Mystery Hill. Jinx ult passing through. Jinx will actually take the Drake as she is now a part of this. Ivern still being able to run away, and Jinx just going so crazy with Daisy. They're on top. Malphite not there for the fight, getting the ult down onto the Rumble. Jinx now going to pick up that last kill. Boom, the auto going to use it, get excited to chase down the Emilio, who might get back into the Bane in time. But the Emilio Q will stop Jinx in her tracks. Yet more gold onto this absolutely already fed Jinx.
That was really tragic for Keanu and Ray. Ivern had like 80 health, but they both missed their Qs.
Damn, that Talia Q just got a quarter of her health. Holy crap, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, it does some damage.
Jinx now finding this Annie out alone, but Blitz there to help pick up the kill. Yep. Annie still not quite enough with the Storm Surge and Malignants to be able to secure kills. Jinx just so far ahead now as Bomber Bros are taking this Herald.
Neither team actually ending up going for what looks like what were the second grubs, so it was just 2-1 in the grub scores. But it doesn't really matter because if neither team goes for it, it's non-objective. And
Correct.
Bomber Bros just pushing really hard in their laning advantages.
Yeah, they've got so much of a lead and a lot of momentum that, if they missed that because of those objectives, it's obviously worth it at this point. They got plenty of momentum going. To Leah getting some damage on the top lane there. Towers, the fact that Los Nomados still hasn't broken a single tower across the board, but there are some bounties available now for them for that.
Right.
So some potential to get some more gold back onto some of their carries.
Yeah, Talia could have almost committed for that tower because she still had ultimate up, so if someone showed up, she could have just surfed away. But opting to be safe and now picking off snurp ops in the mid lane.
Yeah, catching the Annie out, away from her tower with the speed up from Blitzcrank and getting hit by a zap from Annie or from Jinx. That's surely more than enough to secure that kill. Stuff like that, Los Tomatos, this you gotta be grouped up for. You gotta be aware of, where it's safe and where it's not safe. But this Jinx is just running people down now. Rumble trying to get the flash ult in, but he will get exhausted and then shielded on the Jinx. That is going to be plenty to set up this Baron for 21 minutes. 19-10 Bomba Bros have currently a 9k gold, 8k gold lead. 9 after this Baron. Very impressive.
The range just on the Jinx shock is ridiculous. It's shooting Rumble from so far away and it's burning him down.
And she doesn't have any range enhancing items. Ivan will secure that Baron. Vayne trying to get in and get some damage. Jarvan getting caught out here. Yeah, not having any kind of stats to really survive long enough to have an impact. Blitzcrank taking a lot of damage from from Tiberius there, but Jinx getting the last auto on. Yeah. On Emilio there to secure that kill. And he's still trying to play in the wing here, trying to have some plays with Tibbers, trying to distract him from pushing lanes as Vayne backs and tries to recoup. But we got Talia in the bot lane split pushing like crazy.
Yeah,
has her spell shit up.
While that whole play was going on, Talia just split pushing. Gonna die for it now, but got power at least. And actually flashes away, might get out.
Yep, she had the Seraph shield along with I think
and a kill? Oh my god. No way.
Absolutely cracked Talia. If I'm looking at further games, I'm not sure Talia was played beforehand, but clearly a very strong in the hands of Evbot here.
Champion's ridiculous.
They finally knocked down top tower, opening up this map all the way. We have third dragon coming up here in just 50 seconds. With 12 kills ahead on Los Nomadas. Jarvan being as far behind as he is really tough because he just gets obliterated before Cataclysm can really have an effect. But you really got to peel for the Vayne and just hope she can carry it. But I don't see a way out with Jinx as fed as she is and as well as Bomba Bros are playing.
Right. Yeah, with the Jinx at 12, 1, 3, it's very much an uphill battle where you kind of need some miracle team fights to get some picks.
Yeah, show us that gold diff right quick just so we can see the actual gaps and where the gold is. Talia getting a strong ult down on there trying to catch the Annie out, and one zap doing most of her health and then getting two autoed for the kill onto the Annie. Rumble will get on immediately after to the Talia. Blitzcrank getting the yank onto Jarvan, giving Talia the double kill. And this looks like the end as Jinx and the rest of Bomba Bros push down mid lane with Baron to secure this game at 24 minutes.
Yeah, just got a really big lead on the Jinx. Continue to snowball it. Hard to deal with once you have a hyper carry that far into the late game build.
Yeah, did a great job of, once they got that lead, using the pressure and the advantages they had to secure that win. And we'll execute.
But the game will end. Well played to the Bomba Bros, taking the game 3 and securing the series for week number 1 against Los Nomadas. I did like the team comp for Los Nomadas, but just not working out for them that game.
Yeah, they got a little unlucky for sure in the early transactions, and honestly just kind of outplayed. And Bomba Bros is able to kind of snowball it, but Los Tomatos certainly has potential. Their draft was absolutely on point. I agree with the choices that they made. I wouldn't be mad about these games for sure. It's very easy to constructive and build upon this. I think everybody's showing out well.
Oh yeah, for sure. They also had to have the sub in the jungle, where in this third game, not as ideal as showing, but game 1 and 2, Kiana was doing some work, helped them win game number 1, so definitely was doing his best for them, but giving the victory over to Bomba Bros. Well played for them for week number 1. I'll toss out a poll for the MVP, though it's going to be very biased to game number 3, obviously. I'll make it a quick poll. I'll make it a minute.
obviously like Will Poco, having an absolutely insane game, but I will probably give it to Evbot for these super clutch Talia plays. They were kind of served up to Will Poco. I'm not gonna say he didn't work for him, but he certainly had a lot going for him. But Evbot was truly just a powerful playmaker in this game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if I'm looking at this right, are those not all the I see only 4 bans for blue side and then 5 bans for red side. They just not banned for the last one.
They might have missed one when they did the draft, but I'm pretty sure they had it during the draft law, which is what people go off of.
Fair
But
enough.
I don't know.
Right.
That was the night where connections were very bad, so I
Right.
could see
Gotcha.
someone's client just not working for a ban.
Noted.
But the poll is up right now. Get your votes in.
Yeah, it was
Some
unfortunate.
Milio
Ray was
buffs.
couldn't.
I don't think I see any Milio buffs. Milio's alright.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we get to see what more of a mid-game, late-game Milio was capable of. We'll just have to wait later to see that. I don't see him very often in solo queue, but in fives comp, especially against some heavy CC teams, maybe not so based around knockups the way Bomba Bros have done so eloquently. But I'm excited to see what Milio has to offer as far as 5v5.
Do we have any of the Bomba Bros around? If we want to do a quick interview. If it's MVP, all the better. If it's anyone, we can talk real quick. If not, it's all good. But definitely well played to them. Game 1 and Game 2 were pretty close. Game 3 looks like they just got a lead and ran with it. Definitely helps when you get that hyper carry fed, and Casual was able to get a very good pathing off due to their vision in the jungle, so that helped them out as well.
Yeah, wonderful credit to Will Poco in the early game, obviously. Having that crazy amount of CS, very close to 10 CS a minute. Really in that early shutdown, just really setting up, that her getting a kill, or Will Poco getting a kill, really damage spiked and got to play off of it.
Yeah, for sure. And Casual Plebs picking up that MVP vote. I don't see anyone around. So just well played to them. Solid pickup for game number 3. And we'll see how they do into their next series. After this, we're going to take a quick break. I have everything all set up. We're going to give Matthias a couple minutes to be ready, and then we're going to go over the Seer, where we'll do a quick review of all the games. We now have a stream of everything, so if you want to see anything in depth, go watch the streams. You know where they are. And we'll look towards week number 2, where hopefully everyone has their votes in for the predictions. And we'll see you in hopefully a couple minutes. Bye-bye.
Yep. Peace.
but my blade